Hey everybody, it's Party Elite. Welcome you back to a continuation of our Suzerain playthrough. I hope y'all are having a wonderful start to your, weekends, possibly for some of you, but Fridays for others. A good end to your week, if nothing else. Hello to all of y'all hanging out in chat. A warm welcome to Jazzy B. Kicking us off with a "Here we go" and a burning flag. Oh dear. Ominous indeed. Natalie P. Bewitched Phantom. Instructions unclear. Classified. Ted Knight. Artonicus. Elo Tree. Ease. Dawn Strikes Back. Wickles. And Flash Trouserman. How's it going, everybody? How's it going? Having a good day, I hope. Alistair Church. How fares getting the rare opportunity to watch one live? Excellent. Glad you can make it today. Hannibal OP, Undeaf, Ivalo Zletkov. Let's go indeed. It's gonna be an interesting session today. You can taste the war in the air. It's coming. It's like it reeks of gunpowder here or something like that. I don't know. It's coming, right? It's coming. War. What is it good for? Well, in this current situation, probably maintaining our sovereignty is what it's going to be good for. It's going to be an interesting session, folks. We're going to dive right on in. But yes, a warm welcome to all of y'all. We're joining in, whether you're watching live or you're watching the VOD afterwards. Looking like a good time today. And yeah, yesterday, Ease, you did survive. But there was, indeed, an unfortunate turn of events. There was a bit of a checkmate scenario of our own, I guess, yesterday, and it's gonna be, I don't know. That's an ominous chapter heading, man. That is an ominous chapter heading. It's a good thing it's not a bad song to have stuck in your head, though, Ease. And the drums. You can hear the drums off in the distance. Isn't every session an interesting session? Honestly, with this game, there's never a dull moment. There's never ever a dull moment. It's always like one stress to another, just back to back. Oh god, it's gonna be wild. I still don't know, like, what's up with Peter. We haven't heard from him in a while, and that makes me very, very concerned. You'll recall, I mean, maybe some of you missed it, but you'll recall he had to resign from his post because of his extramarital affairs. We had to throw our previous personal assistant in jail because she turned out to be a spy for folks that are preparing for war with us. So that's a good time. That's a good place to be as president. With regards to what happened last session, well, yeah, it was great. It was fantastic. The agricultural zone down over here has seen some progress, which is actually some good news. We attended the I forget the name of the guy, but the Azam Incident, which was this huge situation where the army, or I guess it was the army or the police, opened fire on a bunch of bloods many years ago, and so there's a sort of memorial event, I guess, every year. There's an annual event. We attended that. We were one of the first presidents to do so, and that went very well, actually. I think we made all the right decisions. We made all the right moves. The press loved it. The locals loved it. I feel like we actually kind of made some progress there with the bloods. The rest of the session, the rest of the session, not so hot. Where do I even begin? Everybody hates us. Approval ratings are basically as bad as it can get, which I was actually surprised by. Completely seriously speaking, I was surprised at how universal the disdain is for our presidency. I was expecting at least the quote unquote the workers, I guess, would see the positivity. I was expecting the rural areas would have some positive vibes for our Anton Reigns' reign. We've done a lot to help the country. So even if we don't get reelected, I will be happy about that. We have changed a lot of policies for education, for healthcare, for workers. And I will take that to my grave. I will be happy that we made those changes. Whether we get reelected or assassinated or what have you, doesn't matter, right? I'm pleased that those things worked out. But it doesn't look like we're going to get that re-election. Nobody likes us. And we're on a war footing as well. So external and internal strife. It's a beautiful place to be. A beautiful place to be. Undef says you were the first president to do so, and even the radicals liked it. Oh yeah, even the radical liked it. Yeah, the newspaper. Yeah, I was the first president to attend this event. Absolutely, yeah. You missed last week and forgot to watch the VOD. Wickles? No worries. That's exactly why I do this quick little catch up at the beginning to make sure everyone's able to you know, get on the same page if they weren't able to watch the previous stream or VOD or anything. Yeah, for sure. Positive enough, Jazzy B? How do you mean? We did well at the event with the crowd. We did well at the event. The crowd were funny just because we listened to Ease ages ago. Oh, really? Well, I'm curious what in particular. That was a fun event, though. It was a very stressful event. We were given 0 instructions and just thrown into the fire, basically. Ivala says, hopefully you gain back popular support before a war comes. United people are harder to conquer. This is true. This is true. I do hope it works out. I mean, again, it's definitely happening, right? I don't know if the diplomatic angle... I'm willing to put money down that there is a diplomatic out, but I think we've missed that boat. So it's gonna be war, I think. Instructions unclear. Don't worry, all those policies will be changed with the new president. Well, hopefully with my changes to policies, either we end up with a new party and split up the USP vote and weaken the USP in government, preventing the old guard's policies from kind of taking over again and all that jazz. Either that happens or people start looking at the PFJP with more like consideration, I guess. As much as I would be upset that they stole my thunder, for the country overall, I suppose it would be the selfless move, I guess. Marcus, hey buddy, glad you can make it. Switching offices, sounds good, no worries. Actually, need a quick second over here, folks. It won't take me very long. I just think I might have something I need to tackle real quick. Don't just give me like 30 seconds here, folks. I apologize. I hate this kind of interruption, but I just need to check on something because okay. Nope, it was just spam. I love the internet. All right, let's get this party started, shall we? You missed nothing, Marcus. Just a quick recap and a slight interruption, for which again I apologize. A quick sip of water now, and then we're gonna dive on into Hall Sword and the Protect Women Act and the end of the day at the home. Oh, okay, I see. So the next like 60 minutes of this stream as I deal with household matters. No. I'm gonna try and be quick about it. Yeah, we do have highways, exactly. Oh yeah, there was also right. As part of the recap, I should mention things are heating up in the sea over here as these two guys are going toe to toe over this island. We're gonna get dragged into that as well, and I'm not sure which way to lean. Again, we're allied with Agnolia. Alliances are double-edged swords, but we are allied with Agnolia, which could be problematic. I would like to maybe try and take... I don't know. I'd like to take a diplomatic route up over here, I think, because I can't afford to go to war with Volksland as well. They would crush us. And if anything, I would like to have their potential support in making Rumburg look bad from just like on the diplomatic stage, if at all possible. Endless family indecision is what you love. Well, hey, yeah, more where that came from. Give me a sec here, folks. I'm losing my voice already this morning. All right, let's do this. How are our relations with Rumburg? Terrible. Our relations with Rumburg are absolutely terrible. So that's not going to go any other way. Dhanraj Kulkarni, hey, happy Friday to you, buddy. Hope you're having a good one. Oh, God, man. Goddamn construction. Give me a second here, folks. What a day it's already become. I apologize. This is like the roughest start we've ever had. But let's go ahead and dive on in to the Protect Women Act. I think that that'll be a quicker decision than the end of day at home event, whatever that might end up being. Alicia, how's it going? Hey, glad you can make it. All right. Oh, hey. Okay, cool. It's a very simple decision. So what's up over here? The Protect Women Act. The Assembly, in cooperation with the Commission on the Status of Women, has come to the conclusion that the country suffers under a high ratio of domestic violence cases. In light of these immoral conditions, the Parliament passes the following law. Section 1 criminalizes domestic violence that occurs against women. Subsection 1 of Section 1 gives state protection to abused women. Yeah, that's an easy thing to sign. When we eventually do our our evil despot playthrough, there's going to be some interesting decisions being made. If folks want to see that happen, there's going to be some interesting decisions in that playthrough. We're going to sign this. Yep. Okay. Country overview has been updated. Let's just take a quick look because nice. We went from red to orange over here. Good stuff. Good. One step closer to that green. Yeah, for real, classified. Honestly, that was just like I was like, nah, today's good. I don't hear the truck. That's because the truck made it into position before before I was seated. I wouldn't trust the Reformist Party, says Ivilo. They turned their backs on Rain already. Oh yeah, I don't trust them for my own political career, but for the country, you know, they it's I'd rather them than our own party, I guess, if it were to return to its old ways. Even Ease would say yes. It must be a reasonable decision if even I would sign it. I mean, yeah, I think so. Wickles, yeah, apparently that's it's a new line of thinking, but it's more popular with the kids these days. Wickles. Despot Run is one I've not done, but apparently plays very, very differently. So can't wait to see it or do it myself or both. Yeah, I feel like I'd be making a lot of really difficult decisions in that one. I think that I think people who are just playing might morally like not. So that would be interesting. But cool. The Assembly in cooperation with these... Oh, that's what we literally just signed. And then, yeah, average women's rights. Women in Sordland suffer from sex in the workplace. They're always paid less compared to... However, with the recent bill, there's the update. Women can feel safe at home, for they can pursue legal protection in the case of domestic violence. Yeah, the first half stays the same, but the second half has been updated over here, which is nice. It's nice. It's nice. Cool. That's the first thing we did. Off to a good start this turn. Beauty. Beauty. All right. Let's dive on in to the end of the day at home. Dhanraj Kulkarni coming in with that super chat right off the bat. Thank you very much for attempting to pronounce my surname. Hey, for sure, buddy. What did I get wrong? Thank you. I appreciate the super chat. And hey, man, just trying my best and trying to get it right. But I appreciate the super chat. Really helps the channel. Really helps these streams and makes a world of difference. Thank you very much, buddy. The Reformist bloc of the ruling party seem like decent people. Maybe they join you in making a new party. That's one. That would be like the ideal play. We got along well enough, I would say. That would be the ideal play, yeah. Bella, how's it going? Glad you can make it. Domestic time party gonna panic? Yeah, it's true, man. Oh, man, I can't even... I should have done things the other way around. I should have signed the bill after I had this conversation with Monica. Damn it. Oh, God. It was raining. A surge dropped me off at home after yet another grueling day of work. A guard held an umbrella over my head as I walked from the car to my front door. Inside, the house was completely dark. I flipped on the light in the kitchen to find a note from Monica. Oh, whoa, what? Ciara had called her in for a last-minute women's rights meeting. She dropped Deanna off at a friend's and left me some food for reheating. Okay, I thought this was like an Anton, I'm leaving you message, not one of those like, hey, you gotta take on more responsibilities messages or whatever, or things at home are different now kind of messages. But okay, my heart rate there. Oh, be still. I took the pot out of the fridge. It was filled with an unidentifiable grayish-looking stew. Evidently, Monica's excellent cooking had been the first casualty of her political career. Flash Trouserman coming in with that super chat. Thank you very much, buddy. As I was just saying. Really helps the channel, really helps these streams stay sustainable as well. I appreciate it greatly. Thank you very much, buddy. Thank you very much. Bella asks, I wonder, are there a few episodes of Suzerain to get into the story without watching from the start, like episode 150 of the Soviet series? I try to keep things... Every time something comes up, I try to do like a quick, brief, like, oh yeah, remember, here's a situation over here, so hopefully you can kind of dive in. But chat, you would know better, I think, on that front. I don't want to pretend I'm doing something if I think I'm doing it, but I'm not actually. But I try to keep everybody in the loop, and hopefully you don't have to watch from the beginning. But it's a pretty continuous storyline with everything sort of adding on to what happened previously to kind of answer that question. So unfortunately, not really. I don't think, at least. Yeah, I don't think so, at least. The original, a note, the original text message, yeah. We need to talk, oh no. The sacrifices that Rain make for equal rights, eating questionable foods. Hey man, that's one way to get assassinated if Crusader Kings has taught us anything. Reheat the stew, order a pizza. I'm gonna reheat the stew. You know, maybe it might not be the best cooking, but it still took time to make this meal, and I'm gonna respect that. And plus, don't knock it till you try it, right? Maybe it's delicious. Maybe it's people. We'll find out. I sighed and put the pot on the stove. While it was heating up, I went to the living room to fix myself a drink. I die in a fire. Suddenly, the phone rang. I went back to the kitchen and answered it. Frank's voice was on the other end. I really wonder how different this is if you choose not to give women equal rights and you choose not to let Monica have a political career. Like, I wonder how different this interaction is, because it's clearly playing on the fact that, you know, the house has changed. Capacity, oh no, not the cooking. That's it, Monica. No more politics if women's rights equals bad cooking. It's like, hold on, this wasn't part of the deal. This wasn't part of the deal, yeah. Thanks to the inspiration of watching you play this, I just bought it and started my own playthrough. Oh, awesome! Have a good time, and feel free to share your stories in the Discord as well. I'm very curious to see what kind of a time other folks are having with it for sure. That's great. I'm glad you decided to pick it up. It's a great game. The effort is what counts. I mean, I hope it tastes good too. But yeah, I don't wanna. It would be mean to be like, oh yeah, I saw you made a meal. I chose not to eat it after seeing it. It is, and if anybody else in chat is planning on picking it up, you can actually grab it from my store now as well, on the brand new website that I launched yesterday. If you want to, no pressure, of course, but it's a way to support the channel, and you get the game too. All right, Frank, what are you up to, buddy? How's military school treating you? Oh, I thought Mom would pick up. I didn't say anything. How did you know it was me? I guess Mom picks up the phone differently. It's true. I guess yeah. Jazzy B and Bewitched Phantom, they're dropping that store link. Thank you very much. In chat right now. She's off on her ladies' crusade as usual. Your mother works harder than I do these days. Sorry, you're stuck with your old man. Hello to you too, Frank. I love number 4 as an option. 3 I like too. I feel like 3 is less condescending and patronizing. I think 4 is just like, it's like, wow, son, thanks. Yeah, you're rude. Is this what I raised? I'm gonna go with sorry, you're stuck with your old man. Dawn Strikes Back, you picked it up because of this as well. That's awesome, man. I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad when people are like, they find or pick up new games because they see it and on the channel and they decide they like it. That's great, especially when it's games that you know, that I cover on the channel so actively. It's always a good time. He's asking for 2. Your mother works harder than I do these days. Hey, man. You're probably right. She still cooked the meal and went out campaigning. I guess if I go with number 2, I could like, you know, bait him into making me feel better. That's true. Frank probably wants to talk to his mother after you sent him to military school. Excuse me, we sent him to military school? This is a country with equal rights. We both came together and made the decision to send him to military school. I just said the words. Yeah, exactly, Valerie. Yeah, send me some military rations. Sure, yeah. You know what? Actually, I think you're right. Your mother works harder than I do these days. I think it's a sweet thing to say, and I feel like our relationship with Frank does need repairing. Yeah, exactly, Jazzy B, probably. Do I trust Frank to make me feel better? Like a son makes their father feels better, I suppose. Oh, right. My commander's worried women might be allowed in the military now. He thinks they're too emotional to serve. There was a long silence. I got that record you sent me. Not bad for old folks music. You take that back. Peter thought you might like it. Oh, I don't want to bring up Peter. Yeah, Dad, what happened to your inspirational best friend who is, you know, sort of like a surrogate uncle for your kids at times? Yeah, glad you like it. Glad you liked it. You take that back. No. Glad you liked it. There's no body language over the phone. God. You'll regret it if I send him to the military? Oh, and I already sent this guy to the... Oh, you mean like to the actual military? I don't know what the options are there. He's in military school. I don't know what's gonna happen. Punch the kid, but goes through the phone. How's Uncle Peter doing? Damn it! Do you even know what he did? I haven't heard from him since the press conference. I don't know, and I don't care. Same as ever. He and Evelyn are divorcing. How old is he? He's old enough to know. He's old enough to understand how the cookie crumbles. But not the details of it, obviously. We found a tape of him asking my personal assistants to... God. Such an awkward interaction. Like, awkward in the sense of just, like, I can imagine my chief strategist playing the tape and, like, listening to this play out, just like, I don't know what to say. That was hilarious. That was a funny moment. And as a catch-up, yeah, Peter was our former vice president who was cheating on his wife with our personal assistant, who he hired without doing a background check, and surprise, she turned out to be a foreign spy. He and Evelyn are divorcing. I guess, you know what, Ease, you're right. You're right again. Ease is on point over here today. You're right. I was like genuinely talking about that in this morning, like before we got into it. So yeah, why don't we let's go with that. I haven't heard from him since the press conference. That's true. I don't know. This is dangerous. I think I'm listening to Ease too much. This is dangerous. This is how things go horribly wrong, right? Or horribly right. The Radical continues to print positive news on us. Yeah, you're on point today, dude. You're on point. God damn. That's yeah. You're on point. 5 is giving it to him straight, but not too much detail. 5, I was thinking that too, but I feel like I need to open up more to my son here. I feel like, especially with our separation, our physical distance, I gotta like I mean, look at this conversation, man. Holy crap! Like, this is a stilted conversation. I gotta open up to this boy. Giving good role models to Frank, a father that bankrupted the country, and an uncle that shared national secrets with clapping cheeks. Oh, shared national secrets while clapping cheeks. Oh my God, man. Eloquently phrased as always. Oh my God, killing me. I haven't heard from him since the press conference. Okay, it's so messed up what he did. You know, the military's worried about things escalating with Roomberg since you threw Livia in jail. They're moving more and more troops up near Mogware. I'll see what I can do to alleviate tensions. The last thing I want is my son going into battle. Queen Beatrice will back off if she knows what's good for her. Roomberg instigated aggression against us. It must face the consequences. No. I'll see what I can do to alleviate tensions. The last thing I want is my son going into battle. Those are both truths. And it's so true, Ease. That's a good point too. YouTube doesn't understand enough to try and stop it. It's like oh my God, that song. Oh crap, what's it called? I'm forgetting the name. Like, to the window, to the wall. Lil Jon, what's it called? Get Low. Yes, Get Low. It's like that song, and the words in that song that skip past the censor boards because they didn't know what it meant, I guess. So you do care about me now that I'm out of the house. Oh, come on, man. You make it real difficult. Whoa, absence makes the heart grow fonder. There's a bit of nostalgia for me. No, I always did. Oh, this one's tough. Wickles, are you testing the waters? Elo Tree, what might trigger the response? Well, you shouldn't have sent me to military school, Dad. I mean, if he does that, then I'll put him back in. You shouldn't have failed your classes, Elo Tree. It's just like, yeah, you want to play that game? Evilo, years of training. What can I say? It's paid off. I'm still thinking about the phrasing on that was good stuff. Yeah, I always did. Though that absence line, yeah. I'm graduating from basic training soon. The commander says I could be the next Joseph Lancea. Oh no. No, please, no. I wouldn't pick that old hawk as a role model. Sorry, you can't. You've got too much. I was thinking that. I didn't say it out loud, but I was like, oh man, this game's writers, man. Not until you put on a few 100 pounds or keep up the good work. I'm gonna say keep up the good work, like I was just saying. I gotta build this man up, and build up this relationship as well. Keep up the good work. It's a respectable role. I mean, I don't want him to see combat and all that stuff, but if, you know, if he ends up going down that path, I want him to be ambitious. Yeah, where's my toe option? It's like, no, you don't look enough like a toe, yeah. Oh, I get it. It's a nightmare, yeah. Number 2 is a bold option. It is quite the bold decision to make. I'm gonna hit him with the 2. I mean, it might make him feel like this is a man that takes care of his hair. All right, let's do it. Fine, hit him with number 2. Let's do it. Let's do it. I can't resist. Sorry, you can't. You've got too much hair. Frank stifled a laugh. Yeah, baby. Honestly, I was so ticked off at you for sending me here, but I'm really starting to like it. Thank God for failure, right? No, you stupid kid. You were never a failure. I suddenly became aware of a smoky smell coming from the kitchen. I knew it. My dinner was burning. I try calling your mother tomorrow. Good catching up with you, Frank. This is a little too curt and abrupt. Looks like we're having pizza after all. Good catching up with you, Frank. Yeah, okay. Bye, Dad. We both hung up. Oof, man, that conversation. I raced to the stove and turned off the burner. The bottom of the pot was charred, but part of the mystery stew was still salvageable. I ate alone by the flickering light of the television, wondering when Monica and Deanna would get home. Or, you know, I could go and just pick up Deanna. That's also an option. I guess she's on a play date, but, you know. This call plays so differently each time. Oh, that's good to know. That conversation, though, damn, that was unfortunate. Bald of Frank to think he can be that good. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. The char just adds to the mystery. Maybe it adds some flavor. Yeah, exactly. Maybe it adds some flavor. Alright, what do we got going on over here? Police overwhelmed in remote cities. Oh, no. Since the deployment of the police forces to combat the unrest, many attacks have occurred in remote cities. Ambushes are rampant, and the security forces are being pushed back. Police stations and patrols were the main targets of the militants. Unless reinforcements are provided, the current forces are not enough to control the situation. I really feel like there's some foreign intervention happening over here. I really feel like there's some foreign intervention stuff happening over here. Like, we've seen evidence, like, down over here in the past, but I feel like this is... Sorry, we've seen evidence down over here... Yeah, primarily in the past, but I feel like we're going to start seeing some stuff up over here and up over here as Rumberg tries to sort of soften up the border before they move in, right? Because if there's already chaos, it's much easier for them to come in, not just from a purely, like, military standpoint, but just from, like, an organizational standpoint and a logistical standpoint overall. So I'm a little wary about any issues that pop up over here. What do you have over here? Economy. Wait, what happened? Why did I? No, I was doing the opposite. We were doing so well, man. We were doing so well. The hell? What the hell? Yeah, I see you guys spotted it too. What? We were doing so well. I was hoping the economy would help bolster. Oh my god, the budget is what hurt the economy, which is why I didn't want to spend that money last session. There was an opportunity to spend some money, and I avoided it because I was worried how bad it would hurt us. But Dawn Strikes Back Party, the economy crashed again. Yeah. What? The new 30-hectare zone allowed many local farmers to boost agricultural production and created many jobs. Like, that was supposed to... You were the chosen one. You were supposed to bring balance to the budget. God damn it, Sarna. That's not right. That ain't right. Capital withdrawals, that's what hit us. A large volume of private capital is fleeing the country, causing large disturbances in recent investments, job security, and stability. That's what's hitting us. God damn. Anti-corruption police over here, doing some anti-corruption raids. Hey, at least there's some green. The anti-corruption police has been very efficient in busting the most powerful and corrupt, which deterred many other individuals. Is that why we have people fleeing the country? Yeah, straight up, not having a good time. Hot damn. We spent on dental care? What a fool I am. You're right, I did. Ah. That conversation with Frank, yeah, clearly hurt the budget. Was that a collect call? If it was a collect call, I mean, it's haha. But if it was a collect call, I should hope it comes out of our personal wealth and we're not embezzling the government's money to pay for our phone calls with our son. That would be, oh god, that would be something special. Just want to say really quickly, folks, as we dive into some of these horrific situations, if you've been enjoying our slow descent into madness, don't hesitate to let me know by leaving a like. And if you're watching the VOD, leave a like, leave a comment. It does make a very big difference in just what I do on the channel. I see we got over 50 people watching right now, but just under 20 likes. So that tells me people are here, but they're not having a good time, or they're not interested in the game. They're just interested in hanging out. And it's all good information for me to make decisions, right? Because we could, hypothetically, be streaming something else and hanging out if that's what people would prefer, or continue the same games with multiple playthroughs if that's what people would prefer. So it really does make a big difference. And yes, if you're not in the Discord, Jazz be dropping that Discord link in chat. Do join that Discord. But Witch Phantom coming in through too. Don't have time to watch that 5-hour stream from yesterday. I hear it was a lot of fun though. It was a good time, Spindle, but yeah, a 5-hour stream is a long one. It was mostly like chilling and just vibing. But yeah, it was a good time. It was a good time. Oh man, might want to do that more often. Should have invested into the economy? Yeah, I mean, I thought I did. I thought I was. You think the situation can be salvaged still? I don't know. This hurts. I really thought we were doing. I really thought we were onto something. But ouch, ouch. The Fair Trade Commission has begun work in assessing the existing trade irregularities and unfairness. The first act of the Commission will be to create new trade regulations to balance import and export differences to ensure local competition can remain strong. I mean, yeah, we made some really good, decisions with regards to trade. We made, I mean, yeah, okay, with Agenland, we had a bit of a balancing act conversation, but I was expecting our relationship with Welland to help a lot. I don't know. Lesbia, sure, but we weren't going to trade with Lesbia with the way they were treating us and with what they were asking for. It would just have hurt our budget, but perhaps, spending the money then would have given us a boost now. I don't know, though. Yeah, it just happened, Spindle. You didn't miss it. It just happened. We're going to find out why, I'm sure, in just a moment. Record number of female students. You know what? Starting to connect some dots over here now. The proportion of female students enrolled in Sordland's education system is getting closer to half the student body. With more than 1 million enrollments recorded this academic year being women, the highest share on record in Sordland, according to a report by the Ministry of Education. I mean, that's nice. I mean, like I said, I'm not getting that re-election, but making some positive change in a country that's about to collapse. This crew is 70% vibe, 30% vibing while gaming, and 100% best. Oh god. Someone trade with Lesbia when I get the option. Yeah, I guess. Don Strikes Back, I guess. Jeez. I mean, to be fair, I did a lot of. I spent a fair bit of our budget at the time. There were quite a few folks in chat saying like, no, you'll be fine. Go into debt now, and you'll be fine later. And I was like, oh, okay. I mean, hey, if people with more experience with the game or say, okay, sure, yeah, we can go into debt. That's fine. Nope, nope. Human dignity bill. The newly proposed bill will amend Section 3 of the 1923 Legal Transactions Act that allowed the legislation of transactions which occur in non-registered businesses or other entities like single persons if the parties delivered accurate documentation to the financial authority. This created a legal loophole for prostitution. The Human Dignity Bill will protect common decency and prevent the violation of moral principles that occur in the act of prostitution by making it an illegal offense in which perpetrators are punishable by law. Wait, okay, hold on. What are you making illegal? Okay, I gotta reread this. So, allow the legalization of transactions which occur in non-registered businesses or other entities, like single persons, which is a sketchy part of this, non-registered businesses, and just single entities, if the parties delivered accurate documentation to the financial authority. Because of that, prostitution became a thing. Because of that, prostitution became technically legal. The Human Dignity Bill wants to protect common decency, air quotes, and prevent the violation of moral principles, air quotes, that occur in the act of prostitution. Okay, this is just the way it's phrased. This is, they want to make prostitution illegal. It's not about amending the law to make sure that it's This isn't about human dignity. Anytime a bill is has a name that's that sounds good, it's typically not. Yeah, this ain't. Nah, we're vetoing this nonsense. That's you gotta. This is the problem. This is the problem. Not this. So I'm gonna veto that. I'm just making sure that I'm reading this correctly, because this is like a reading comprehension test over here. Maybe a lower level one, but I'm not a morning person, so yeah, veto that. This one's a doozy, damn. Yeah. I was like, when I first read it, I was like, oh, okay, it's making it illegal to have these like sketchy unregistered businesses. No, that's not what it was making illegal at all. Okay, now looking at chat over here, don't do this. Hundipog? I'm definitely butchering that, and I apologize. Please let me know how to say that. But hello, glad you can make it today. Titsonia Sashan Sarkar, sorry, PE, if you get the chance to take a vacation as a PM, please do so. I want to see what happens if you choose that path. Okay, all right. I could use a vacation. Depends on the circumstances. Should have invested more money in the economy. Yeah, this is banning sex workers. Yeah, I realize that now. Yeah. No one asked you to go -6 in debt. We thought -2 at best. No, I went negative. I think we were -2, and that became -4, or we were -4 because it was like, yeah, that should be fine. By the way, just to be clear, I'm not blaming chat for our current situations. I'm just like regaling the thinking. Just to be clear, because I realize now that it might have come across that way. Peter would never let you make that illegal. Yeah, I guess true. Classified, I think your economy is bad now. Get rid of that, and it'll be really bad. Yeah, I mean, I guess they are reporting their finances. That's true. Ooh, matcha latte. Interesting. Natalie. So I was just catching up with chat over here. That conversation definitely took me a minute. This will definitely hurt the economy. Why should this be illegal? Oh, it's coming from the people who are the same people who are giving that speech at Benfey. Oh, the moral compass of this country. Blah blah blah. You know. Oldest job in the world. By some records. You've seen through their weak deception. Yeah, they tried though. They tried. Veto. Yeah, I'm seeing some calls. Yeah, okay. I'm glad I vetoed that one. I blame chat. Says classified. I mean, hey, your words not mine. Your words not mine. Like all legal documents. True. Yeah, exactly. If a legal document has a very positive like sounding title, triple, quadruple, quintuple read that thing, because it's gonna. There's something in there. There's something in there. All right, what does the news have to say about a current situation? If this one fails, maybe doing a similar one could be nice, but balancing the books more and less bad blood. Yeah, maybe, maybe. You don't understand. You should have invested more money in the economy by making more debt. I mean, that's what I thought I was doing. That's what I thought I was doing. YouTube was YouTube's a little overly happy with that block hammering. It is, yeah, 1957, yeah. Bewitched Phantom. Grathok, hey, good morning. How's it going? Theo, good morning. How fares? Gonna head out. Sounds good. Dawn Strikes Back. Have yourself a wonderful day, buddy. Thanks for dropping by, and enjoy your playthrough as well. Glad you came through. All right, the Hull Sword Post. Election campaign ramps up across Sordland. Oh, does it? The election campaigning efforts have started to pick up speed across Sordland. To become the 5th president of Sordland, the candidates began delivering their speeches at rallies and conventions, while the party flags were flying in major cities. The campaign centers are busy with scheduling and organizing events. The exciting times of election are approaching. In the majority of the cities, USP appears to be the most prominent, whereas PFJP follows behind, along with NFP. It will be thrilling to see the presidential race renew once again for the fast-approaching elections. See, I don't think it's going to be interesting. I don't know if we're even going to become the option for our party. I don't think we're going to make it that far. Wait, what? Ladies' bill struck down? Families in Sordland can breathe easier as the controversial Women's Liberation Act proposed by Minister of Education Ciara Walda with the blessing of First Lady Monica Rain completely failed to pass. This bill would have upended Sordish traditional values by forcing undue burdens on women in the name of equality. It was supported by the president but struck down in the assembly, showing Anton Rain who wears the trousers in this government. Hey, man. I guess this is something they were trying that didn't even make it past the assembly. Damn. God damn. All right. Fair enough. Yeah, some mistakes were made. Some mistakes were made. I definitely overextended and upset too many people. But hey, you know what? We tried. We tried. It's not about how it ends. It's about the bad decisions we made along the way, and the enemies we made along the way as well. This is interesting. Damn. Sordland today. Former VP steps back from public life. Former Vice President Peter Vectorn has not been seen in public in months since his affair with a Rumburgian spy was made public. President Rain quickly ousted the VP from his party once the affair was discovered and replaced him with a new VP. Vectorn reportedly left Hallsword for a change of scenery following the scandal, but those still close to the former VP claim they have not been able to reach him. I'm really worried the worst has come to pass over here. Lackhaven Times, Protect Women Act signed. Okay, yeah, that's what threw me off. I thought it was talking about the thing that I signed, and I was like, did I veto the wrong one? Like, again, I know I'm not a morning person. I know I say that all the time, but I'm not that much of a not morning person. I would have caught that. Damn, that's wild, though. That's wild. Protect Women Act signed. At least there's this. Baby steps, I suppose. In a massive step forward for Sordland's women, domestic violence became illegal throughout the country thanks to a bill proposed by the government's new Women's Rights Commission. Spearheaded by Education Minister Ciara Walda, the commission had originally pushed for sweeping new laws regulating equality among the sexes in the school and workforce. While these failed to pass, given the number of conservatives in the assembly, the Protect Women Act is itself a remarkable achievement. Oh, okay. Interesting. So I guess you could have done something to like ingratiate these people to you, and by extension, your wife and Ciara, and then they would have passed the whole thing. That's a good point, Natalie P. That's well put. Mistakes imply there's a right path. I'm not convinced there is one in the game. I feel like that's one of the things that I really do quite like about this game and games like it, which is just like you're kind of just crafting a story, and sometimes the fun is in the flaws, and sometimes the fun is in how poorly it all ends up. Again, I do a lot of tabletop role-playing, and I'm always a big fan of flawed characters. Not to the point of where it's just like, well, this is ridiculous, but like a good flawed character, or characters that make mistakes, whether they're player characters or NPCs. It's always a good... it's what adds spice. Yeah, it's what adds life. Like, you know, what Peter did, for example. Martial law is the only law? Wait, hang on a second. Yeah, it's like now it's time to pull out the big guns, literally. Gotta dust off those executive powers again, methinks, says Ted Knight. Yeah, honestly, why can't I put my foot down here? If they don't support Rain enough, they mess up your initiatives? I guess so. It makes sense to make me look bad as we lead up to elections. That's 100% makes sense, right? 100% makes sense. Man. Oh, damn. Alright, protect Swordish sex workers. President Rain has vetoed the Human Dignity Bill. This bill would have seen sex work become an illegal offense and punishable by law. Sex workers already face high levels of discrimination. The world's oldest profession, hey, will always exist, but supporting sex workers with laws helps protect the health, safety, civil, and human rights of sex workers. Thankfully, the government has made the right call vetoing this bigoted bill. You know, the radical more and more has been liking our decisions of late. Don't think it's going to make much of a difference for us as far as elections are concerned, but they've been more and more on board with us lately. Yeah, honestly, Jazzy B, like it is, it's impressive in its own way. He's trying to kick off the coup, always. Always. Discussion on the current internal affairs. Is it just us all running around the office screaming and setting things on fire? Because that would be a good way to summarize it. It's brave of a game to go into subjects like prostitution, etc. It's a good game. I mean, it tackles. It doesn't hold back. It tackles some very serious things, and it tackles some very there are a lot of real world parallels that this game draws to, and I appreciate that it does that in this fictional setting, because you can totally look at real world counterparts if you want to, which we'll not be doing. but yeah, it's the game does some good stuff. It has some good conversations, and it tackles some interesting things that yeah, honestly, I wasn't expecting. I genuinely adore this game. It's a great time. It means you have something to call consistent. Yeah, true. Well, I mean, the radical hated us previously, so is it really consistent? The inside of my office... Oh, sorry. A storm was on the horizon outside my window. The inside of my office, however, was very warm and cozy. I straightened myself on the sofa next to the fireplace and looked at Monsoon, who was sitting on the couch across from me. He was here representing all 8 brutish members of the Assembly. He had dark creases under his eyes from lack of sleep. Ah, I feel you, buddy. As I said earlier, we've been working on this bill for a long time, Mr. President. I've always done my best to represent my people, only to keep getting blocked in the Assembly. We can't have the same happen again. I've always brought my people's concerns to the Assembly and raised my voice whenever our rights were in question. All we ask is that the Assembly at least have a proper discussion. But all that we get is disrespect. MPs shouting racial slurs at us, not allowing us to speak. It's not only the National Front, it's the USP. He sighed. I don't even remember a time when Mrs. Tory allowed me to finish a speech. The Assembly does not take its independence seriously. We need your help. How can I help you? I understand you, Mr. Leek. This discrimination against you is unacceptable. I don't see what I can do. This is the cold truth of Swordish politics. I mean, yeah, it is a cold truth, but like, how can we change it? How can we change it? Joseph, Giuliano, Honorius Robustus, Gallus, Roghetti, hope I got that right, Jeanette Butler, Paul Portelli, Lulu Gallion. Thank you all for subscribing. Seems like the floodgates are back again, or a bunch of people just came through and thought they'd subscribe at the same time, in which case, well, thank you. I hope you're enjoying the show, and if you're not already in our Discord, then don't hesitate to join. Link is in the description down below. It's a fantastic place to hang out. Yeah, exactly. It does a great job of like presenting you with both sides and the consequences of whatever decisions you make. And they're very believable consequences, and sometimes they're very surprising consequences too. Sometimes it's just like, wow. I will never forget one of the first things I did was I passed I passed a bill that I passed in order to be like, hey, look, I'm not abusing my veto powers, and then the press twisted it against me. And I was like, no, this was supposed to be a good thing. And it was great. It was a great experience. It's good times. No, it's a very good game. Very well written, very well directed, very well designed. I've loved it. Spindle definitely had to question my own points of views at times. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Remember, this game is 1950s set. Yes. It is 1950s settings, and so you have to, like, yeah, exactly, approach all the conversations with that mindset. And with, like, you know, where they might be with that, with what one would assume the 50s mindset to be. What happened to the economy? I guess, Apples. We weren't able to get our budget in place in time, I guess. A lot of private entities have decided to not be involved in the country anymore, and that hurt us. It's true, Bewitched. It's true. All right. I'm thinking, I see a call for 1. I'm thinking 1 is, So originally I was leaning towards 2, because it's just, like, agreeing with him and, like, bolstering his voice. But I think you're right, it doesn't, like, directly say, like, what do you need from me? We partied too hard and used all the budget. Hookers and blow happened? Yeah, I gotta blame Peter, I guess. That's where the money's going. How can I help you, Mr. Leek? He gestured at the papers that I'd received from him earlier. All we need is your support for our bill. It's time to undo the mistakes of the Sordid state against its citizens. I only ask you to help us make this single step for good instead of staying idle. Our proposal aims to form a committee for minority rights, and it will lift the ban on the Brutish Freedom Party, as well as giving amnesty to all who were arrested for having ties to it. There's got to be a twist. There's got to be a twist. I mean, the Freedom Party is okay, but the Freedom Front, alleged connections, were they not tried? Okay. Formed in 1924 as a political party representing the many Brutish people living in southern Sordland and campaigned heavily for minority rights. Okay. They were expected to be elected as the main opposition party in the 1927 elections. Wow. Which was cancelled after General Lutheran executed a military coup and suspended the Constitution. The Azam Incident, which triggered the formation of the first Brutish resistance movement called the Brutish Freedom Front, inspired many Brutish people to join their ranks. Among them were ex-members of the BFP, which prompted attacks from the government. Following the terrorist attacks organized by the BFF, Tarkansas accused BFP of supporting them and banned the party out of politics in 1933. Brutish representation has been absent from politics since then, until the founding of the Workers' Party of Bludia in 1948. It's another tough nut to crack, man. Hot damn. All right, so Saul, who, you know, bit of a dictator, this guy, is the guy that banned these guys because of a few people that were involved on both sides. That is problematic. General Green, just finished your 8-hour VOD. Don't think I'll stick around for this live as it's 2 a.m. I'll catch you. Sounds good, buddy. I mean, I hope you enjoyed that 8-hour VOD. I hope you enjoyed Humankind. There's plenty more Humankind to come on the channel, actually. I've got some stuff planned, and I think, well, very soon, I'm going to kick it off. Let's leave it at that. But I do hope you enjoy that 8 hours, because I certainly did. Thanks for dropping by as well. Thanks for saying hello, and have a good rest. Have a good night. Oh man, this is a tough one. This is a tough one. We built him up, now tear him down. Honestly, this will upset some people. Yeah. Weren't the Brutish Freedom Party backed by Rumberg? No, that was the Brutish Freedom Front that was backed by Rumberg. So the Brutish Freedom Front is the organization, and the Brutish Freedom Party is the political party, which is, yes, also an organization, but work with me here. Yeah, BFF versus BFP. The confusion continues to cause tension in Sordland. It's like, yeah, welcome to the BFF. Wait, the BFF? I thought I was signing up for the BFP. I came to the wrong building. Thomas, how's it going, buddy? Just passing by. I'm in a rush with student selection for next year. Gotta go. Sounds good. Look at the episode tonight. Excellent. Nice budget. Thank you. It's a nice round budget. I quite like this. Thanks for dropping by. Have yourself a wonderful day, and enjoy the VOD when you're watching it. Graph like this, guaranteed. More Humankind coming. Get like 100% guaranteed. It's all planned, prepped, and coming soon. Maybe even starting this weekend. I just got to figure out my scheduling for it. Okay. This is rough. This is rough. Their families are still waiting for them in Burgess. See, the thing is, I would be fine with lifting the ban. I have no issue with lifting the ban on the party, but giving amnesty to all who were arrested for having ties to it. That's where things start to get... So for all who were arrested, that's where things start to get a little... I don't know. It's not Tarkin Saul's era anymore. It's time we try to clean up the taint he left on our history. Oh, man. Oh, man, this one's tough. Okay. See, I don't have the option to meet him in the middle. I agree with you completely, Mr. Leak. Thank you for representing this noble cause. I mean, positive vibes, yeah. I don't think I can support this proposal. I entirely disagree is out the question, because I don't entirely disagree. Yeah, I mean, you're right there, Ted. It might be that it's like, if you had ties to the party, you're fine. If you had ties to the party and the militant organization, then you're not fine. God, that's so true, Jazzy B. It's so true. I would choose the middle option. High flying disc, it's become your morning routine. Fire up PE stream, creative suite, and start designing. Who needs coffee? Wow, but thank you. Those are really kind words. I appreciate it. Thanks, and I'm glad to hear you're enjoying. I appreciate it. It's always fun to learn how folks are watching and tuning in and stuff. Right. True, Ted Knight. True. Yeah, you're right. It's good. Good check there. Good check there. Well, it doesn't say only is the thing, Jazzy B, but it does imply it. All right. Let's see where this conversation leads, because I'm not making the decision necessarily. Potentially, I think we're all in agreement. Ted's got a point there. Yeah, cool. Napoleon, how's it going, buddy? This is not the least of my concerns. It's true. He might offer a compromise, or he might be like, "Wow, you're not the man I thought you were. I'll make sure that that everybody knows of this, and you're not going to get our vote either." It's very possible to go either way. There is the concern of how Welland would feel about this, but this is our internal affairs. I agree with you completely, Mr. Leake. Thank you for representing this noble cause. Glad to hear it, Mr. President. He rubbed his chin. So, we have your support? As much as I want to, I don't think this is the right time. The Nationalists would be furious. Look, man, the Nationalists are already furious. They're already, like, red hot with rage. Yes, I'll form the commission and sign your proposal as a decree. This is the decree we're going to make? Why can't we make a decree about the women's rights bill as well? Like, just sign all the decrees. I'm on my way out. Just sign them all. Been good, Cool Napoleon. Glad you're having a good time. Been good today. Decisions could be leaked. You mean, oh no, sorry, you mean in terms of Welland? I mean, like, even if they learned of our decision, which they will, it's not private, it's public, but it is entirely internal. It's about our parties, it's about people on our side of the border. We're not telling them how to, we're not telling them how to execute their genocide. We're saying how we're taking care of people that are on our side. Exactly, nationalists are already throwing hands. Like, they want to throw some rights, I'm gonna throw some lefts. Like, it's whatever, man. Let's go. Cash me outside. Form the commission, sign your proposal as a decree. Let's do it. We're all citizens of Sordland. Achievement unlocked. Alright, cool. Imagine it's not in the game, but I feel like the pace of social change in this rather divided country could lead to civil war. I'm curious actually if that is in the country. Thank you, Mr. President. He rose up and walked up to me. He extended a hand. It means a lot. Thank you. We shook hands. Suddenly, we heard a knock on the door, and Lucien entered. Sir? I'm sorry. I thought your meeting was over. Mr. President has already decided. We can call it over, Mr. Galati. I was already leaving. Great. Then we must go to the meeting room, sir. One of our new campaign advisors has some plans for the election. He's waiting for us. Let's go. Falcon punch? Or Falcone punch? By which do you mean like a gunshot? Zach, how's it going, buddy? Welland just doesn't want brutish freedom movements in Welland. Yeah, I think he's concerned about himself. I don't think he cares about what's happening on our side of the border. Exactly. Their dictator only cares about their dictator. Exactly. Alright, we'll see if that works out. News has something to say about it. No surprise there. More about Monsoon Leak over here. You know what? Let's roleplay this. We're going right into this other meeting. Whoa, okay, there's a lot of decisions coming up. Fair Luxury Tax Act. Okay. The Assembly proposes an amendment to Section 6 of the Tax Code of 1949. The FLTA seeks to improve the fairness of the taxation system and increase tax revenues. Section 1 sets a 15% tax rate, which will be imposed on items of the luxury goods class determined by the Ministry of Economy. This encompasses jewelry, furs, sports cars, yachts, private planes. Section 2 of the amendment will establish a 10% estate tax for the conditions of purchase, sale, and transfer of property, in particular in inheritance situations. I see that +2 government budget. Let's do it. Sign that. It's only on luxury goods, so... Nice. Okay. Alcohol Tax Act. It's like the sin tax is I think the generic term for it, is what I feel like we're going to talk about. I think normally, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think normally alcohol and tobacco are pulled together in this conversation as a sin tax. That's S-I-N, sin tax, not syntax like S-Y-N. I know, budget. It's so nice. How sweet the -4 feels, honestly. The GNA proposes the... Okay, so what this is telling me... let me read this first. The GNA proposes the ATA to socially deter the excessive amounts of alcohol consumption that has arisen in the general populace and to increase tax revenues. Section 1 will impose a 20% tax on the sale of all alcohol products sold in the country. Section 2 makes local alcohol production that is destined for export exempt from taxation. Ah, interesting. that might have unintended positive consequences as well. Section 3 establishes a 25% import tax on foreign alcohol products which come from countries that have no trade regulations imposed on these types of goods. Okay, the tax, it's not a ban. We put a tax on luxury goods, Spindle. That's what recovered our economy a little bit. Joshua, how's it going, buddy? What happened here? A lot. Our economy crashed, and now hopefully it's slowly recovering again. Definitely some negative vibes from this number. Yeah, this exactly what I was getting at, Evilo. This might instigate more export of alcohol, which might help us through trade. Like, yes, we're not taxing. I guess we're reducing the taxes on these businesses, but in return, we might get a better result from trade deals. Plus, the +1 government budget is looking so sweet right now. Yeah, let's go for it. We need money, man. We need money. Let's go for it. But what that tells me, because I was only a +1 to government budget, what that tells me is that our population doesn't drink enough. See, because if they drank a lot, then that 20%, whatever it was, tax imposition would have a bigger impact on the budget. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? Hopefully it works out. Apple's luxury is mainly about the rich, but taxing alcohol will impact more the poor and those in poverty. I mean, the alcohol tax, I think, will affect. It certainly has a more large-reaching impact as far as that's concerned. And I think the luxury tax is a bit more pinpoint. Yeah. But I do think in the U.S. it's the sin tax. It includes both. Yeah, I think it's the sin tax up here in Canada. So I believe sin tax is also the generic term used for like diplomatic missions and stuff. Like, diplomats don't pay sin taxes, if I recall correctly. And I think that's the generic term used. Don't quote me on that, but I'm fairly certain. Roos R, you are the president of a failing nation that has a lot of internal strife at the beginning, and you're the 4th president of this country that's been through civil wars, coups, all kinds of issues. It's set in the 50s in this like made-up part of the world, and you have to go through all the struggles of the times and of your own country and try and fix things, while also dealing with stuff at home. It's a text-based RPG. It is a fantastic game. I've been loving it, and if you're into that kind of game, I think you'd enjoy this quite a bit as well. But yeah, sorry, just to answer your question real quick there, Roos. Let me know if you have any questions about the game, and I will happily answer them. I will sing this game's praises. I've been enjoying it thoroughly. People might make their own illegal moonshine. That is a possibility. So what that means is, well, that definitely can cause trouble, because it's the 50s. It's not our modern era again, where it's making what's it called? Like brewing at home is more commonplace. I guess it is a possibility. If they don't drink enough, that's why they're all so angry. But people will drink less because of the tax. Oh no, I was being facetious. I was joking. I was just joking about the numbers, because if it was +2 to government budget from the taxing, it means that people are drinking heavily, and that's why we're making more money off the taxes on the alcohol. There's our Minority Rights Act being established over here as well. So Section 1 gives a Minority Rights Commission, creates one to advocate for the rights of all minorities living in Sordland. Section 2 revokes the ban on the Brutish Freedom Party and any other Brutish political party. Section 3 gives amnesty to every Brutish prisoner who was arrested for their past separatist actions. That's what I was worried about. See, that's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted. If there were genuine, like, what do you mean past separatist actions? Separatist actions mean everything from giving a speech to opening fire at a crowd. Like, I really hope this is like within reason, but there's no indication of it, right? Like, separatist is a very broad term. Are they? I don't know. Were they making armies of droids, right? Yeah, who knows what they were up to? Who knows what they were up to? We did stop the polio outbreak. We did. I feel like we did pretty good there. We wouldn't have been able to do that if we hadn't got our budget in place for that, right? President of a country that's in trouble at the start and a full economic meltdown at the end. Well, hopefully you don't. Hopefully not. But also yes. but also yes. All right, what are we up to? up over here, there's a... Are we... Okay, no. I thought we were heading into that meeting about the election stuff, but I guess not. So in that case, let's look at these reports in the news. Rumburg plane warned... Oh no, inside airspace. It begins... A lone Rumburgian warplane violated our airspace by entering the territory of Sordland for 2 minutes and left after issuing a radio message. What was the radio message? That is not good. They are getting very bold. That is a very bold move. That is not okay. War is coming. That's not even a precursor to war. That is depending on how hot the border is, that's pretty much an open declaration. Hot damn. Hot damn. Alright. Reign signs pro-Blut decree. The Brutus Rights Act was signed into law by President Reign by decree yesterday. As the name suggests, the main purpose of this act is to normalize, legalize, and even justify the Blutish separatist sentiment. The act revoked the ban on the Blutish Freedom Party, which was previously closed for their close ties to the militant Blutish Freedom Front, and gives amnesty for previous Blutish political prisoners who might have been involved with crimes against the Sordish people. The Hallsword Post condemns this decision. Well, when you phrase it like that, so do I. Luxury is now taxable. The Assembly has signed an amendment known as the Fair Luxury Tax Act. This bold choice seeks to impose a tax hike on personal items, including jewelry, coats, and cars. Believing that necessary products or loving gifts are all considered a luxury product is a hard reality we are facing under the Reign administration, as they are determined to steal your hard-earned money out from under you. Reign to put a lid on alcohol consumption. The Grand National Assembly has signed the Alcohol Tax Act to deter the excessive amount of alcohol consumption that has recently been plaguing Sordland. Drunk and disorderly youths will quickly learn that their actions have consequences, and they will soon be paying a further 20% tax on all alcohol products in the country. Yeesh. I mean, that's like semi-positive. Sordland, come for alcohol, stay for the great healthcare. Yeah, exactly. It's a good place for your body to give out from over-consumption of alcohol. Who needs planes? We have the highway. Hell yeah, baby. But the planes could land on our highways. It's true, they could, and that is actually a thing. That is actually a thing. Highways, oftentimes, not always, but oftentimes, highways are built in order to allow for planes to land and take off from, so that they can be used as sort of forward operating bases, forward air bases, if you will, where you can set up refueling stations and hopefully respond to situations. The highways are also used to move tanks around. I mean, if I recall correctly, the interstate, the highway in the U.S., one of its primary functions is to make sure that a quick response can be assembled, and you can send tanks and stuff around. So we might be joking about it, but the highway up north to this border can actually be quite helpful. But yes, who needs planes? We got highways. But also, yes, they could land on our highways. Oh man, now, honestly, I could start rambling about like runway denial and all that kind of stuff. There's some very interesting conversations down that line. But yeah, let's see if the radical still loves us. We'll find out. Brutus Rights Act. Here we go. In a surprising move, President Reign has revoked past anti-Blutish policies and decided to do something right for the Blutish citizens by signing the Brutus Rights Act into law. While we don't know whether the Minority Rights Commission that will be formed as part of this act will actually manage to decrease racial inequality, the new law tries to undo past mistakes by revoking the ban on the Democratic Party of the BFP and giving amnesty to Saul-era prisoners who have been prosecuted under ridiculous accusations. Reign's move to reverse Tarkin Saul's ban on the BFP has been welcomed by many Blutish citizens. Mansoon Leek, who campaigned heavily for the bill, also sought to express his gratitude for the confirmation of the new laws, saying it is a step in the right direction for the Blutish people. Alright, looks like we're making some moves, at least. Oh yeah, classified for sure. Sorry, maybe I should have said that. Its original intent was for, yes, military purposes, like a lot of technology's original intent is. Hello, Internet. But it has since then, yes, changed into what it is today. Though it can still, if need be, serve that purpose. Obviously, it's still built in that kind of a sustainable way. We need highways and runways and workers and resources. True. I really do want to get into that actually, for sure. Yeah, now it's built and ruined towns, indeed. Double-edged sword. Love how one newspaper says the Brutus Rights Act, yeah, some radical stuff, and radical is where it doesn't go far enough. Yeah, no, it's great. The newspapers are great as well, because they present to you all the twists. Alright, what is this emergency call over here? You know, I actually don't feel so bad anymore. It would have been nice to have those options when we were at -4. Would take us up to -1. But hey, I'll take what we got. I'll take what we got. Nuko, how's it going, buddy? Glad you can make it today. Having a good day, I hope. I was woken up in the middle of the night by a call from the Ministry of Defense. Oh, I need a drink of water before I get into this one. Oh, no. Alright. This is legit. Due to the sensitivity of the information, I had to be urgently briefed in person. I put on my clothes as fast as I could. I rushed downstairs and opened the door. Serge was waiting for me. Mr. President, this way to the car, please. We got into the car and made our way to the Ministry of Defense building without a word. Oh man, things are tense. I arrived. I was directed downstairs. I came to a set of large doors and quickly read the sign above them. I knew it! I was gonna say it's the war room, isn't it? The sign read War Room. Oh man. The dimly lit room was filled with cutting-edge equipment. The latest video screens, long-range radio electronics, and other devices used for communication, presentation, and planning. That warplane, I told you, that was not just a precursor for war. Well, it may as well have been a declaration. The centerpiece of the room was a large, round table with the coat of arms of Sordland engraved on it. David, Lucien, Falcon, and Joseph were already deep in discussion. Mr. Lancea, I advise caution. Going to war wouldn't help anyone. Okay, good. So it has not been declared yet, but there is a serious conversation right now. This is, So if we get nuked, does the game transition into a Fallout game? Fallout New Sordland? Oh dear. I don't think we've built enough shelters. We haven't had the money for it. We must maintain peace in Sordland and Eastern Maricopa at all costs. What do you expect us to do? Sit down and do nothing? They are testing us. We must respond immediately. Otherwise, they will think we are weak. This is about the plane, isn't it? Status report, now. Mr. President, thank you for coming in at this late hour. There is a situation. Vulcan, please go ahead and provide your report. Mr. President, approximately 20 minutes ago, Roomberg downed one of our planes with anti-aircraft fire from the ground. The pilot was declared KIA. Whoa, no. This is much worse. This is much worse than just invading our airspace. On which side of the border was this plane? I assume ours. And even if not, we didn't shoot down theirs. The last recorded position of the plane was inside Swordish airspace. General Kruger, I mean no offense, but are we absolutely sure that is the case? Are you sure this happened within our borders? No offense taken. Here are the locations on the map and the report from the airbase. He pointed to several markers on the map. To answer your question, yes, we are absolutely sure. You can see here on the map that the plane was downed approximately 10 kilometers inside our borders. We have calculated the trajectory of the gunfire, and they started firing when our plane was within our borders. The plane was downed near Halgan. God damn it, I'm not ready for this. This is terrible. What should we do? How dare they? This is an attack against our sovereignty, or we need to be cautious. A war with Roomberg is the last thing we want right now. I mean, man, three is the truth, but this is not good. This is not good. That's an act of war. Pacifism. Don't leave the next president a war. I mean, this is not actually affecting my decision. But if we were at war in an election year, that's a good way to keep power. Drop in those emergency powers. Keep control for yourself. Oh man. 3 is true. I see E's calling for 2. And kill them all. Yeah, man. Gotta get a revenge. Oh man. Blood for the blood god. Let us help them remove their spines from their backs. We keep present-day conversations of politics out of chat, please. Oh man. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to think all these through. See if I say, this is still a conversation. We're not making a decision over here, but where would I actually be? Where would I actually be? I think, okay, here's what I'm thinking. again, political career hat on, right? Yeah, it's normal for in an emergency situation to prevent that kind of, to stop that kind of stuff. Yeah. Okay, I think if I say this is terrible, what should we do? They'll just whatever. It's nothing. If I say how dare they, this is an attack against our sovereignty, I think it furthers my relationship with Yosef, which remember is a bit of a concern, because not just Yosef actually, but Yosef and Vulcan as well, and those are important relationships because we don't want a coup on our hand as well. We need to be cautious. A war with Runeberg is the last thing we want right now. Is true. However, it completely ignores Vulcan and Yosef's opinions. And I understand that saying how dare they, this is an attack against our sovereignty, might make David feel a little uncomfortable, but we get along very well. And I think he'll understand. The other thing to consider as well is we need to be cautious is a statement of action. We need to do this, as opposed to a reaction. How dare they? This is an attack against our sovereignty. I'm not saying I'm doing anything, but I'm making it very clear that I'm upset. So I think I'm actually going to go with 2. High flying disc. Yeah, could throw this up for a vote, but I think I've kind of made my decision here. Though I would like to get another. We're definitely going to get some community involved voting over here. Some abstains, I'm sure, but I'm thinking 2 makes the most sense over here. Because again, it's not the decision, but it's the reaction. It's the reaction. We have sided with Yosef a lot lately, but again, this is an attack on our sovereignty. We say that now. As the conversation goes on, we might be like, you know what, David's right after all. We should cool off, but be prepared for the worst. Like I was saying, we need to be cautious. Is saying what we need to do. How dare they? This is an attack against our sovereignty. That's just a reaction to the circumstances. And so, how dare they? This is an attack against our sovereignty. Mr. President, I must insist. We need to be calm. We must maintain peace. I agree. They're trying to lure us into their trap. We have enough military power to contest against this violation of international law. Touching on something there, Yosef. Come on now. We should attack and down one of their planes in retaliation. Oh, that's genius. Otherwise, we'll look weak, and will lead to more casualties. We can't look weak. If we appear weak, they will jump on the opportunity. You're saying we're not weak. You're saying we can't look weak because then they'll jump on the opportunity. But if we're not weak, then we don't have to worry about them jumping on the opportunity. If anything, we want them to be the aggressors, because we can say this is a defensive war. They made the moves. Oh man. Oh, that ease with that ominous message over there. When a drone was seen by the US and thought to be a nuke, they waited. Oh, sorry. That was a little thrown off there. Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. Yeah, it's happened a couple times in the past. Stuff like that. Oh, man. We must order a military retaliation immediately. I agree with the general. Mr. President, our army is ready to do whatever it takes to protect Sordland. Gentlemen, before it comes to that point, we can prevent further bloodshed by using diplomacy. The room fell silent before Yosef finally spoke up. Mr. President, what are your orders? Wow, that first one. Start the Swordish war machine and prepare to invade Runeberg. They will pay for their crimes. We'll die. Their army is stronger than ours. And if we declare the war, we will not have international support. We will die. It's a good bit of jingoistic warmongering, but there's a difference between jingoism and sending your people off to die, including my son. Our army is specialized, but it doesn't have manpower. Yes, they shoot your planes now. What will they do in the future if you don't draw straight red lines? You just unban the BFF, which were funded by Runeberg. Just saying, no, we unbanned the BFP. The BFF is the terrorist organization. The BFP is the political party. Yeah. They would crush us. Yeah, they would crush us. We might be able to, if we approach this diplomatically, so we could go start the Swordfish war machine. We could go an eye for an eye. We'll retaliate with equal force to display our strength. Sordland can't afford to look weak. Problem is that if we keep escalating, they can escalate higher than we can. We will approach this diplomatically and try to de-escalate the situation by any means. No one wants war. That way we might be able to, yes, get international support. See what else maybe the what's his name? The guy has for us, the turncoat, the whistleblower. I was looking for that word. It gives us some options. He who wishes to fight must first count the cost. True that. True that. Not laying down that intense music for our hearing impaired friend. Wait, no. Natalie, yeah, bum dum bum. Very accurate. Very accurate transposition. You trust the info the plane was in enemy airspace? It could be lies. Vulcan has been a bit of a warmonger in the past. He has been in the past a bit of a warmonger, but I don't think. I mean, I've got to trust these guys at some point, right? Because if I don't trust them at the border, that could cause us a lot of issues. So I'm gonna say that yes, that definitely happened. Now I hate, like, again, approaching this diplomatically doesn't mean letting this incident go. I saw the mention of drawing the line. Like, I should hope the option will be there to make a statement, to push the international community against them, to pay reparations to the family that lost a loved one. But, I mean, again, that doesn't balance out what happened, but neither does sending much more Swordish children, fathers, mothers, daughters, siblings, uncles, aunts, sending them off to die. Listen to the music, says Natalie. It could be saying, bomb them, burn them, bomb them, burn them. Yeah, you know what? I like. I think you're right. Oh, man. Agnolio is also in trouble, yeah. We will approach this diplomatically and try to de-escalate the situation by any means necessary. No one wants war. I think it's going to come anyway. Lucien tensed up, shoulders relaxed. Yeah, let's not forget Lucien. We picked him as our VP for a reason as well. I trust this man. We need international support, and then we can retaliate if necessary. But we need that international support. War is a last resort. Look, it's like this kind of stuff happens, and it's terrifying, and it's sad, and it's dark. But it can get darker. Thank you, sir. I will immediately begin working on it. With Mr. Whiskey's capabilities, I'm sure that we will de-escalate the situation successfully. We'll keep you updated on our progress. We should have retaliated. I hope the diplomatic response makes sure that further incidents like this are prevented. Okay, that's good. That's a measured response. If there is a next time, I'm afraid that it will be war. That is a very measured response. You know what? +1 respect for Yosef. That is a very appropriate response. He was passionate about his stance. He lost, I mean, look, man, like, he lost somebody who was under his protection. He's a minister of defense. Same goes for Vulcan. They lost somebody who was under their protection, shot down by an enemy, right? Let's be real here. I totally sympathize with them. And so this is a very, like, +1 respect for Yosef for sure over here. Dude's he's been earning his stripes and stars and chevrons and everything. Vulcan, meanwhile, we're showing weakness. Of course it will be war the next time around. I'm frankly disappointed, Mr. President. If we can't even retaliate after such an attack, what will become of this country in the future? Peace must be maintained at all costs. I'm saying this as a man who has seen too many years of war. We're not the ones that are attacking the peace. Regardless, it looks like your decision has been made, Mr. President. I know when I'm not needed, I will take my leave. Before he left the room, he saluted. Well, now that we know the way forward, I love, beautiful. See what I mean by a measured response versus Vulcan's tirade over here, his childish tirade? We're not the ones that are attacking the peace. Dude, what happens when a war breaks out? God. Yosef is decent, really, just old-fashioned and a bit reactive. Yeah, he's I quite appreciate his candor and also his level-headedness here. You have to give the military something. Otherwise, they'll... I mean, we have given them some stuff. In recent past, we have given them some stuff, yeah. Yosef got his wish by retraining the... by retaining the gendarmerie in the military. Yeah, exactly. I think Yosef is with us, hopefully. Treat your men as you would your own beloved sons, and they will follow you into the deepest valley. Bringing some of that Sun Tzu in. Hell yeah, baby. Hell yeah. You say you respect Yosef, but we'll see how you react when... Never mind. Oh, dear. When he stabs you in the back. Et tu, Yosef? This is going to get bad very quickly? Probably. Let's see what happens, though, yeah? Let's see what happens. I have an idea, Mr. President. I think we should hold a military parade to display our strength. I am with Mr. Lancea on this one. This should work well as a deterrent, and it will come in handy as a tool to de-escalate the situation. That is a good idea. See, look at that. Oh, I'm so happy. Simple and effective without causing any ruckus. Now, this is interesting. I was thinking the same thing. I was like, a military parade is a show of force. It is a show of like, hey, look at our guns. Interesting. E's coming in there. Absolutely right, folks. Again, if you're enjoying the show, if you're enjoying the tension, if you're enjoying the series, if you're enjoying the streams, hit that like button. We got over 70 people watching right now, but just under 40 likes. If you're having a good time, let me know. Helps me make decisions on the channel. Make sure that the content I make is made with your opinions in mind. Man. This is... Oh. What do you guys think? For Sordland and God, do the parade. Did you increase their budget or maintained it? Their budget was maintained. I think if we go to war, I think we're in serious trouble. We need, I think, international support. Since we're also trying not to work with a superpower, we need international support outside of superpowers. Or we need to find some way to prevent these guys from attacking us, but I don't think that's going to happen. Now, with this military parade, we have some fancy new equipment to show off. Which is cool. Right, because we upgraded our equipment. I think it's a good idea. Everyone's for it. I just wonder, because, yeah, my gut response was based on just, you know, the real world, as all responses are, and it's just like that can be problematic. But now let's go for it. Everyone, even David Peace and Love Whiskey is up for it. Yeah, exactly. Let's do it. Organize military parade. Undeaf, do the parade. They're warmongers. They don't understand diplomacy. Yeah, maybe they'll understand this, or maybe we'll put on display just how weak our military strength actually is. That's true. Arresting the spy will hopefully she hasn't been able to report back the true state of our military, and we can only show our most advanced our most advanced equipment, right? Understood. That is all, Mr. President. I will keep you updated on the situation. For now, have a good night's sleep. You'll need it. I couldn't sleep at all that night. The writing in this game, man. So well done. Alright. What do we have here? This guy's with some slander. Swordish plane shot down. A Swordish airplane has been shot down by Rumburgian anti-aircraft guns, allegedly for violating Rumburgian airspace. Government officials said the airplane was shot inside the airspace of Sordland. Our plane was shot down when it was flying near Halgan over the territory of Sordland by an anti-aircraft missile. Our pilot did not threaten Rumburg in any way, said Josef Lancea, the Minister of Defense. Despite the revealed evidence from Swordish officials, the Queen of Rumburg, Beatrice Livingston, had the guts to claim that our plane was shot for violating their airspace. This is truly a heinous act, purposefully done by our rivals in the north. This tragic event will have severe consequences for Sordland-Rumburg relations. Severe consequences? Yeah, that's an understatement, man. That's an understatement. Jeez. Alright. Urgent meeting on potential alliances. No. This is going to be a conversation about superpowers, isn't it? This music hasn't stopped. I don't know if I like that it's changed to something that seems a lot darker. I was sitting right across from David in the White Room after he scheduled an urgent meeting. I knew that the matter must have been serious. He insisted on waiting for Yosef and Lucien, so we did. Lucien entered the room with Yosef by his side. Mr. President, we came as fast as we could. Mr. President? Mr. Whiskey? What's going on? David cleared his throat. Welcome, everyone. Due to the potential ramifications, I wanted everyone to be present for this meeting. We have received an envoy from the United Contana. They're requesting a state visit. Judging from the current climate, it is not hard to see what this is about. The CSP is always trying to expand its influence after all. They will most likely try to convince us to join. In addition, as a part of the state visit, Leon Malyanev will, of course, meet with you in person, Mr. President. Oh, dear. Like, just a meeting doesn't mean an alliance, but it does, it does send signals. It does send signals. Hot damn. Nobody else likes us. Yeah, good point, Jazzy. But aligning with a superpower. Dangerous. The Queen is so bloody damning, but her attitude towards the situation might really push the international community towards Sordland. I'm hoping so. Yeah, I'm hoping so. I think we can have this meeting. We'll join the, the Contana Security Pact. I mean, even if I don't intend to negotiate with them or have a conversation with them, it doesn't hurt to be like, hey, look, Rumberg, we're having conversations with, we were having conversations with big powers if you're going to try something. There's a lot we could gain from this visit. It could deter a Rumbergian attack. It's just a political act. It's a play. Remember that David's dad was deposed in a coup because the communists were potentially going to win the next election. David's dad was deposed in a coup because the communists were potentially going to win the next election. Interesting. I did not remember that. Yeah, I think there's a lot we can get from this visit. Agnolia is our ally. The meeting with Contana might resolve their conflict or worsen it. Whoosh. Yeah. Because Contana and Volksland get along, and that's definitely going to be on the table as a conversation. I'm literally like rubbing my eyes right now. This game stresses me out in the best possible ways. I'm like, oh god. I just started doing it and I was like, oh my god. I'm like literally doing what they do in TV shows and movies when this kind of a situation comes up. Oh my god. It's definitely going to come up in conversation. I think we could try it. Just be extremely mysterious. There's a lot we could gain from this visit. With all due respect, are you out of your mind? Mr. Lancea. Let him continue. I did not say anything. This is madness. We cannot even consider accepting this. I bet people will come asking us for cooperation under the guise of enforcing their demands to join CSP. This will antagonize half of the world against us, and we're going to be at the forefront of the battle. If you're approaching this from the perspective of national defense, then don't. We're in better shape than we were ever before. I assure you, we don't need any outside help. Definitely not from Leon Meleniev. We will make do somehow. Wow, okay, that's a very passionate, that is a very passionate response. Oh man, I do trust your judgment, buddy, but like, goddamn, I want to take the least amount of risks for Sordland. Let's see what he wants first. I will decide when I talk to him. Oh man. Oh man, Yosef, yeah. We can't trust anyone. The hope, though, Sant, was just to like to send a message. You know, it's about sending a message. Passion does often blind pragmatism, or hide pragmatism. A lot of very good lines in chat. I'm loving it. Oh man, this man, by the way, I see the question asked. Who's Leon? He is what's the name of their head of state, head of government rather. He's the head of government for United Contana, which is the communist leader and the leader of the communist bloc. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Wellen and Agnolia are still going to support us, that's true. Especially Wellen if it comes to fighting the Queen, that's true, it's true. Agnolia as well, they have a personal vendetta from the past. I want to take the least amount of risks for Sordland. Pragmatism. We literally banned the youths and the Bloods hate us for the massacre at the border with Wellen. How is that pragmatism? With Wellen, we needed allies and we needed to help recover our economy. The youth organizations were militant, causing deaths. So it was very pragmatic to ban them. It was very pragmatic to... In fact, what we did with Wellen was the most pragmatic decision, because it wasn't a moral decision. It wasn't morally driven, that's for sure. We will make do somehow as a comment you don't want to hear from the Minister of Defense. That's true as well, actually. I want to stick with my original opinion. Let's see what he wants first. I will decide when I talk to him. It's dangerous. It's dangerous. It's very dangerous. Very dangerous. Collateral damage is pragmatic. Yeah, pragmatic doesn't necessarily mean good, by the way. Pragmatic can be dark, it can be sad, it can be depressing. Pragmatic can be really bad. But pragmatic can also be necessary. You need to break a few eggs to make an omelet. That's true. Ah, go for a nice omelet right now. We need to be careful. Mr. Whiskey, we rely a lot on you as you are an expert in your field with a proven track record. What's your take on this? What do you think is the right action? Rumberg is bound to increase diplomatic pressure in the upcoming AN meeting. Back channels are reporting rumors about Queen Beatrice Livingston meeting with military leaders in Thornborough. I'm afraid it might not be possible to stand against Rumberg without strong allies. Soon we will have to take a side in this global rivalry to avert a potential conflict with Rumberg. And I recently found out of a planned meeting between the Queen and President Walker of Arcasia. The CSP and Chairman Malyanev might be the necessary evil to stop worse things from happening. See, this is what I mean, right? The rumor, the conversation of a meeting between two heads of state or two heads of government literally changes what's the conversations that are happening in other meetings across the border, right? We're talking about this meeting. We want our enemies to be talking about that meeting instead, and this meeting. We want our enemies to be thinking, whoa, what are these guys planning? Yeah, the AN is like the UN, right? Yeah. Jazzy B. Turning that rhyme on its head. The Blues don't hate the Reign administration currently. True. They are getting along with us quite a bit, yeah. Oh my god, Natalie. Bringing in that excellent point. Classic pun. Classic pun. Unfortunately, that is the definition of pragmatic. Sorry, Charles, I assume you mean the definition meaning, yeah, like bad things. Pragmatism includes bad issues. Collateral damage equals less mouths to feed. I mean, for example, that's pragmatic. The alcoholic president conspiring with the monarchs? No. President Walker of Arcasia. He's not the alcoholic. The alcoholic was from Lesbia. Arcasia. So for those of you that don't know, Arcasia is the leader of the other bloc. So Arcasia and CSP. So the Contanan Security Pact is, yes, the Warsaw Pact equivalent. Arcasia, I forget the name of their thing, but Arcasia leads the Arcasian Treaty Organization, ATO, which, I mean, I'll give you one guess as to what that sounds similar to from the real world, right? Yeah, there you go. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, we don't see them. We don't see either of the superpowers on the map yet. And if I'm not mistaken, Arcasia recently launched an ICBM that sunk into the water as a display of their range capabilities. All right. Oh my god. Hoping for de-escalation. That one's good. That one's really good. I like that. All right. I say we should consider this offer very seriously. Lucien, what do you think? We heard our experts. You're the one who has to decide, sir. No. Hold on, this bothers me though. What do you mean what is their offer? They're just coming to meet. We don't have an offer yet. Is this just the offer to meet? If somebody has the answer to that question, please share. And normally I'm like, no spoilers in chat, and I stand by that, but this wouldn't be a spoiler. I feel like at times the game doesn't make it crystal clear what you're actually saying. And I don't think I missed anywhere an offer. In addition to received an envoy. They're like, it's not an offer. They're making a request. In fact, it's just a meeting. Yes. Okay. Good. So that's the thing. It's like, if it said accept their request, I would be like, yeah, okay, I understand. There hasn't been an offer yet. But anyway, very well. Accept their offer. Let's do this meeting, and again, we can say no to them if necessary, or maybe we'll come up with the middle ground. Who knows? Yeah, not just a state visit. Exactly, Surviving Sam. We have to make this look good for the cameras and for the reporters. Remember when the economy minister asked you something and you nationalized the economy? I do, and it terrifies me. If you accept, you will meet with the United Contender. If you reject, you won't. Okay, cool. Thanks for the clarification, folks. I will send our response immediately. And there is a tiny detail we need to get over with. How should we welcome the delegation, sir? Ah, yes. The first play in a political visit. Make it as extravagant as you can. We need to impress them. A military welcome is in order. They need to see our might. A plain welcome will suffice. They are the ones who are requesting this. I like that. I think a plain welcome will suffice. What are we trying to show off here? I think a plain welcome shows that I think they want us. We are very strategically located, right? And we want to have the upper hand early. But what gives us the upper hand? Showing our might. What is our might? They're a superpower. They're literally a global superpower. Our might is nothing. Just because they see a couple of rifles on the airfield, where are they going to go? Oh no, they have rifles? Come on. Make it as extravagant as you can. We need to impress them. Sounds like a big old waste of government budget. And impress them for what? They need us strategically. We don't need to impress them. They need us. Look at where we're located. Those Cantana's over here. Arcasia's over here. This land, Lesbia supports Arcasia. Roomberg is trying to get in bed with Arcasia. Vogsland is with Cantana. Like, we're in the middle. Well, they need us for strategic purposes. We don't have to impress them. We're not showing them our might. We're showing the world our might. That's an interesting perspective, but that's why we have the parade, right? I think the plain welcome over here makes sense. A plain welcome or a plane welcome, like a military plane? Like our downed military plane? I think a plain welcome will suffice. Like I said, they need us, not us needing them. And let's make it very clear. Which one's Surviving Sam? Sorry. I just caught that before, right after I clicked. I say those Sordland savages are finally able to use spears for... Oh, God, if I... Who knows what kind of a military welcome we give them. I picked up this game because if you played through, what a wonderful game. Thank you for bringing it to light. Glad to hear that, Aditya. I hope you've enjoyed it. Well, it sounds like you've enjoyed it, so I'm very glad to hear that. I'm glad you came across it. Awesome. Yeah, it's a good game. It's such a fun one. As you wish. I've taken a note. Also, thanks for sharing, by the way, and for dropping by, too. Hope you're having a good day, buddy. Sorry, I'm so pulled into these current circumstances. It's a little concerning. I think that is all for today. Thank you all for attending. As we dispersed, the world map hanging on the wall in the room caught my attention. I walked over to it. How often were the lines on the world map redrawn over the recent decades? What about the future? Game trying to bait me here. These are all of our decisions from recently. Good stuff. Nothing surprising there. Do we have an incident? I thought I saw an incident. Nope, just this one thing to deal with. All right. No news. We have this over here. Country overview. Welfare. Alcohol consumption reduced is good for our welfare. That's good. With the alcohol tax increase nationwide, the consumption and importation of alcohol products have dropped significantly, which led to an unexpected decrease in alcohol-related crime across the country. Oh, cool. Gotta love the side effects, right? Gotta love the side effects. Crime curbed. Our police forces lack the necessary power to prevent tragic crimes due to their limited power. However, some suspected individuals that violate security criteria have been apprehended, reducing a portion of crime nationwide. That's good. That's good. That's good, right? Some positivity. What's the deal over here? State visit of Chairman... Oh, Malinev. Oh, we're already here? I was hoping for some time to let the conversation percolate. Man. The door of the pitch-black sedan opened and flashes went off. The famous ideologue, leader of United Contana, the head of CSP, Leon Malinev, came out of the car, smiling and waving at the enormous crowd that gathered. It was not every day the leader of Contana came to visit Sordland. Here we go indeed. Yeah, Elo Tree, that's actually, it's kind of funny. I was thinking about that. Moving a border stone. Yeah, that happened literally yesterday, right? Yesterday was the day before now, I can't remember, but literally this week. Borders shifted. Get your fancy pants on and try to swoon the chairman by talking about equal rights. He'll love that. I mean, I'm hoping to get him to like us and remain non-aligned. I know that might be impossible in the game, but it is not impossible in the real world. I'm hoping it's possible in the game. He was wearing his usual political uniform, grayish-green trousers and a tunic with a soft turn-down collar, which was famed for its simplistic look. It seems like it's making a reference to, the touching on the collar is a very specific point of conversation as far as this is concerned. Leon Malinev stepped on the carpet and started to make his way towards us. Together with Monica, we walked over to meet him in the middle. Finally, I was in reaching distance to one of the most powerful men in the world. We both looked at each other and shook hands. Welcome to Sordland. Really good to see you. Wanted to meet with you for the longest time. What am I? Welcome to Sordland. Thank you. It's nice to meet you, Mr. Rain. Right, Red. He turned to Monica and shook her hand. It's nice to meet you, Mrs. Rain. Likewise, Chairman Malinev. Welcome to Sordland. Small talk? Please, this way. Let's move to the palace. Get him kind of like moving along. This is a photo opportunity, I suppose. Assassination opportunity, yeah, maybe. And yeah, exactly, Sant, exactly. Did I change the manifesto in the last... do you mean the Constitution? Because boy, do I have news about the Constitution. It is possible that he asked you to not curb any communist parties in Sordland for the future, which isn't that bad considering that... Yeah, exactly. Like, if that's all he wants in return, I mean, yeah, that... like, see, there are things that we can pretend we're giving him that we wanted to do anyway, right? How was your flight? It was definitely very long, but it was fine. I tried to sleep through most of the way. We then started walking towards the reception hall in the palace. Our path was cleared of people at once. He looked at the extraordinary interior design of the Maroon Palace. Statues, paintings, and various ornaments filled both sides of the corridor. What a palace. He pointed at one of the statues in the corner as we walked. It was a white marble sculpted representation of Albrecht Renan, the founder of the Renan aristocracy. Words. 1630 to 1866. More of a people's man than... there you go. That's why I was like, look for the keyword in here real quick. In a time where welfare did not exist, they gave the poorest farmers basic clinical treatment in the capital of Korakumun, which by 1649 had been renamed to Ellery. Oh, hey, cool. Well, that's interesting. Huh. I love the codex in this game as well. So deep. Was he the one? The original owner of this place? Oh, this is a long entry. I mean, it doesn't make sense. There's a long history. Managed to unite the nation. Hold on. What's this guy's name again? Albrecht. Let's go ahead and look for this guy. Nope, he's not even available. The Maroon Palace. Let's see if that's got a history of, like, who commissioned it. Turning point. Okay. Where the executive branch, it was constructed to serve as the summer residence of Albrecht Renan. So, yes, it was then. In the game Discord, you can choose your political party. While the USP is the most popular, the commies are second most popular. Oh, in the game's official Discord. Gotcha. Note the new receptionist. Yeah. Oh, I see, Sangens. Yeah, no, we haven't. We didn't have much luck, unfortunately. It's been a rough go. Let's see. Yes, it was built as his summer residence. Is right because so summer. Yeah. As far as I know, he didn't use it much. It was Saul who transformed this place. His name is Albrecht Renan, Chairman Malinev, and yes, he was. I don't know. It's just a statue to me. Ooh. I feel like he might already know who this guy is. I imagine some of his actions were you know, aligned, so to speak. Exactly, Sakith, basically. All right, let's go with one, I think. Yeah, it was built as a summer residence. Yes, it was built as his summer residence. I thought when Tarkin Saul came to power, he worked towards removing the Republic's connection to its feudal past. It's interesting that he removed the images of the last kings, but not the older figures. Was he fond of the aristocracy or the man? This is one of those words that always gets me. It's because aristocratic versus aristocracy. It always gets me, so I apologize. Was he fond? Oh dear, I don't know. I have no idea. You have to ask the man himself. Please don't. I believe he was fond of both. He cared a lot about our national values. I know he despised the kingdoms, but I think he still needed a glorious past to make people proud. That's where Renan came in. I feel like I can go with that. But wait, do I know he despises the kingdoms? I mean, Jesus, this is putting my education to the test over here. Do I know? Saul, damn him. I mean, I imagine he despised the kingdoms, right? Considering his past. Yeah, we'll go with that. I know he despised the kingdoms, but I think he still needed a glorious past to make people proud. And that's where Renan comes in. That's what I suspected. If it was not going to be the kingdom he despised so much, it made sense to look further back. He just left in the parts he liked. Isn't it fascinating how a single person can alter history just like that? At that moment, we passed the corridor and entered the reception hall. Upon our entry, a crowd started clapping. It was composed of various politicians and state figures. Dry martinis were handed to both of us. Don't mind us, we're just passing by. Yeah, I feel like give a warm welcome to our guest of honor is fine, it's fair. I think it's fair. Yeah, I assume so, Santa. Yeah, just a little bit. Aristocracy is how, and it's so yeah. Oh my God, classified. I was like, that's not an instructions guide. Oh man, I'm thinking, yeah, let's give a warm welcome to our guest of honor. People started clapping. With another thunderous applause, the jazz band started playing. That was a party. Together with Malinev, we started talking to other people. The reception was in full swing. After some time chatting with the attendees, Malinev turned to me. This is not a plain reception. This is not plain at all. Like, I was expecting, yeah. You arrive on the airstrip, you drive over, we have the meeting, you go home. Can we go someplace where we can hear each other better? Okay, buddy. He and I swapped our drinks for Ellery Maroon, 30 years old. I knew a special spot. With our drinks at hand, we went down the stairs to the basement. Listen, man. If Crusader Kings 3 has taught me anything, people get assassinated in basements and cellars with wine in hand. Gradually, the music and the sound of the party started to fade away. We arrived at a cozy little corner office with not much inside other than a table and comfortable chairs. Yeah, true, Jazzy, fair. Marcus, busy Friday, eh? No, we are not dead yet. Welcome back. We have survived. We have survived. Yeah, it does have some similarities to our former VP, I guess, a little bit. He took a seat and I followed suit. Excuse me. It's very nice of you to throw a party for me before our official talks, but I'm slightly tired from the long journey over the ocean. As much as I tried to sleep through the flight, I'm an old man now. So don't mind me if I don't seem too enthusiastic about the reception. I just don't have the same energy of my youth. This is literally the least we could have done, so. He smiled and took a sip from his glass. Then he sighed. Time is a funny concept, isn't it? You cannot feel it in the moment, only to realize later that your life passed you by. And one day you look in the mirror and see an old man. He took another sip. You're right, it's a scary concept. I believe you used the time relatively well so far. Had a very full life. When I look at you, I don't see an old man. Take a sip from your glass. mean, he's on a tirade. Let him keep talking. Sergio LP, there's a couple of things went down. Would you rather the VOD or would you rather a summary? Bella, indeed, an assassination isn't unlikely. I don't think he has. Again, like I was saying earlier, I think strategically they need us. I don't think they would do anything like that. The basement. Of all the places to decide the fate of the world, yeah, true, eh? Basements are danger zones. Oh, God. There's a reference. Oh, man. I'm gonna just take a sip. I'm not trying to... I'm not his fluffer, right? I'm not here to flatter him. Oh, yeah, sure. Take a sip. How much older is he? I don't know. I don't think it actually says. He's been the head of government of United Cantana since 1910. It is the 50s. So dude's old. He's got to be in his... He's got to be in his, like, what? It's like 60s, 70s? He existed in 1901. He was a senior theorist in 1901. How old is this guy? Is he in his, like, 90s? Yikes. Yeah, I guess he's pretty old. Yeah, I don't think any of the stuff's going to get spoiled, but if you want a summary, I can share. But there were some things that happened like a little bit ago that I don't think will come up again, so it won't be spoiled, but I don't know, actually. It might be. It might, yeah. But a good bit of stuff did happen. Yeah, 80s, early 70s, something like that. He's basically a corpse, yeah. Or he's immortal. That's a possibility. There's a painting somewhere in his attic. Take a sip from the glass. You see, Mr. Rain, sometimes you just gotta let people talk and they'll unravel. I've seen many presidents and world leaders change during my lifetime. I've seen toppled governments, civil wars, and war crimes. I fought against imperialism and the capitalist plutocracies that took its place. I look at the world today and think it has changed so much since I joined the Rotskis as a young revolutionary. But then I look at it again deeper and realize nothing much has really changed. It's maybe even more divided than ever. There are still wars in every corner of the world. There is still poverty, violence, and slavery. Don't you think we need to step up as leaders of this world to try to put an end to this? I think United Cantana isn't entirely innocent in these conflicts. Oh, interesting. So either we say we need proper international cooperation, or we say, I agree, and that's why we're meeting, so we can make changes. Or I say, you guys are a part of the problem just as much. Interesting. This meeting will have a lot of references to Lenin and Stalin quotes, and the occasion one has quotes for... Oh, that's pretty cool. Kennedy and Nixon. That's neat. I'm not surprised. They do that from time to time in this game. Oh, man. This is obviously an older portrait from a different time. I feel like calling them out, it's not a bad idea. Look, I'm definitely reeling from our conversation with Lesbia, where I didn't take control right at the beginning. Why are you trying to make literally everyone hate us? Living the dream, baby. The grumpy military advisor that walked away could plot something? Oh, I see what you mean. No, if anything, I see what you mean. Hey, who knows? It's possible. I don't think he'd step out of line like that, though. I think United Cantana isn't entirely innocent of these conflicts. I think he knows this as well, but it hits my other goal, trying to make literally everyone hate us. I never claimed we were innocent. I knew he was going to say that. I had a feeling. I don't play games like the Arcasians. I tell it like it is. Yes, we were involved with a lot of conflicts that turned bloody. Was there any other way? I don't know. Probably not. I still remember how Cantana was a massive war zone. When all the warring states were supplied weapons by the West, kings and dictators killed each other. Today the whole continent is in peace, Mr. Rain. And now the rest of the world is furious. Those days must have been devastating. There are many countries who look up to United Cantana. You were not alone. They were afraid of your power. Cantana was never united before. Those days must have been devastating. I think it's a show of sympathy, empathy, whichever one's the right one over here. Gives him a chance to be like, yeah, and we did well, blah, 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 kind of fluff himself up. Those days must have been devastating. They were. But the revolution lives on in Cantana now. It's time we help others. And that's where the CSP comes in. But before we talk about that, he took another sip from his glass and stretched his hand to me. Could you help me? I grabbed his arm and told I could tip him over and end this conversation. Can we talk somewhere a little less damp? I need some fresh air. I'm kind of tempted to offer him some rest. I was actually going to say, is he not feeling okay? Long flight, comes here, has some alcohol. Montana is big. I think the idea is they're like USSR big. The whole continent is in peace. I wonder what happened to the opposition of the communists. How curious. What was that earlier about pragmatism? Yeah, I'm gonna offer. Yeah, would you want to have a rest, Chairman Mongnev? We can talk later if you're not feeling well. Oh no, I'm fine. I didn't come here to sleep. I just need some fresh air, Mr. Rain. Led him up a set of back stairs to another unoccupied office with a balcony overlooking the Hill of Pride. There we settled around a table and took our seats. It was rather chilly outside. Reaching into his distinctive jacket, he pulled out a pipe and placed some tobacco leaves inside. The smell of the leaves was so heavy that it took over all the smells despite being outside. After preparing his pipe, he lit it with a match. His eyes drifted away from me while the wind blew his hair and smoke to the side. He stared at the horizon to the north. Beyond these plains lies the great Markian Sea, and in the middle of it, a small island. Small, but very important. Are you even aware of what goes on there? Your Agnolian allies installed an anti-Volgish regime in the island, which is trying its best to remove the identity of the locals. The Helgelandian Volgs are being oppressed. All of this is happening because Volksland joined the CSP. Now the Western powers are trying to get Agnolia to their side. They're selling them financial aid, weapons, and intelligence in return for their pushing their political agenda. This whole firepower is now being directed at the locals in Helgeland. They want to finally eliminate the Volgish culture in the island and set up a military base close to Volksland. Here we go indeed. Yeah, I guess true. I guess true in some ways, Bewitched Phantom. Man. Yeah, if you had a little likes back there, try a little refresh, you should be good. This is problematic. We saw this coming. We cannot allow that to happen, can we? Oh. I can put my foot down and be like, hey, listen, we're allied. Or I can say, look, I'm not getting involved in your little lover's quarrel. Yeah, I quite like how this conversation's written, yeah. Oh, damn. Yeah, if stream quality fell off, then hit that refresh button and you should be fine. I did have a little bit of a spike on my end, but it's all clear now. You should be good. Sorry about that, folks. Yeah, let's stay uninvolved over here. Hopefully Agnolia doesn't hear about this. I mean, they won't know number 2 as an option for us to say. I don't want to interfere with the matters between Volksland and Agnolia. Unfortunately, the time to take a side has come, Mr. Rain. You could have been right if it was just a problem between 2 countries. But it isn't. Not only it affects the whole region, now Arcasia is involved as well. Whether they are Volgs, Agnolians, or Contanans who are being killed, it doesn't matter. In the end, people are dying, and for no reason other than political aims of their governments. Everything has become a race for total influence in Mercopa. This is just a part of Arcasia's grand plan. They want the CSP removed from the region. Agnolia is their puppet in this cause. He took a long puff of his pipe. United Contana will never allow Arcasia to install weapons so close to Volksland, nor let them harass CSP ships. They can't be given control of the Markian Sea. Helgeland cannot fall. I thought this was about people being killed. Yeah, what about your political agenda over here? I guess he tells it like it is. I'm sure we can find a diplomatic solution with Agnolia. Yeah. I'm afraid we're past that stage by now. You sound like a bit of a pain in my ass right now. He took another puff and started coughing heavily. One of his bodyguards in full military uniform that watched us from the sides rushed towards us with a bottle of water when he noticed Melanyev's coughing. Oh, dude's dying. Thank you, Mikhail, but I'm fine. The guard bowed in respect as Melanyev drank from the bottle. He then left the balcony with quick steps. So, where were we? Ah, yes, Sordland's future in the CSP. That's not where we were. He cleaned up the burnt tobacco residue from his pipe and refilled it. You presume too much, and I don't like it. You know we formed the CSP only in reaction to the ATO. Their aim in the beginning was to stop us from uniting the entire continent under socialism. They failed, and now they're more scared than ever. And that's why they're being more and more aggressive. Today, you need the CSP in order to survive against the economic power of the West. United Contana is willing to give everything it has to help others in their fight against Western dominance. ATO says the same about the CSP. Yeah, Agnolia is neutral, but I imagine they're siding with Arcasia because Volksland is with CSP, so that's not an option. Yeah, Volksland is with CSP officially. Agnolia, I think, is having a conversation with Arcasia. Oh, he's not pushing us to join per se, but that statement is a presumptuous statement. Oh, we're talking about Sordland's future in the CSP, not with the CSP, in the CSP. The ATO says the same about the CSP. Of course they will. Okay, Mr. Rain. Why don't you talk to Mr. President Walker then? Mr. President, my bad. Why don't you talk to President Walker then? ATO helps less fortunate nations with its so-called Walker plan, doesn't it? Did they not include you in it? Or did you see through their plans? That they only work for the interests of Arcasian capitalism? He lit his pipe and took a puff. The wind pushed all the smoke in my face. Oh, rude. Without us, Arcasia would dominate the world. The Arcasian lira is already crippling other economies while bringing all the wealth to them. Yet they claim they're the bringers of freedom. Absurd. Our pact aims to develop the rest of the world that were left out, bring people together that make a stand, show the world the power of the people when they unite. So hereby, I extend an invitation to Sordland. I want to see you stand with us. Oh, I think I should bring up Rumberg right now. See where the conversation goes. I don't intend to plan. I said this a long time ago. I want to be non-aligned. No matter what comes, I want to be non-aligned. And like I said earlier, in the real world, there are non-aligns that are able to work things through both ends. But I don't think we'll have that option. I don't think the game will allow for that. I'm not familiar with that classified. This conversation is constantly. That's a stretch. I don't think I can try to even say that one. Yeah, Lesbia is in the ATO. Yeah, Lesbia is in the ATO. Agnolia is probably being lured by them because they are in direct conflict with Volksland, who is in the CSP. This is how the world goes to war. Remember, the chairman of Volksland said he distanced from Contana because they were having some problems with Malinnev. That's a good reminder, actually. I did not remember that. Thank you. Well, let's see what he says about this Rumberg thing. I have no intention of joining. Will you stand with us against the threat of Rumberg? Of course. Rumberg is a threat to Mercopa. Surely they're being pushed by the Western powers to create instability in this region. Being a CSP member, nobody will dare attack you. And if any conflict occurs nonetheless, you will have the entire CSP's support. I promise you, their queen will no longer meddle in Sordland nor Eastern Mercopa. I don't think so. I mean, he says that, but again, like this he's just as two-faced as every one of them, right? It's how it always is. Oh, we care about the people that are dying, and we'll help your people and stop that, help them not die, but you got to join our political military alliance. So unfortunately, I have to decline. Oh, I guess I could ask, what do you expect in return? You must accept our doctrines and work towards the goals of the Pact to further our power against the ATO. You will not import any technology from Arcasia nor export natural resources to them. You must also cancel your alliance with the... I would interrupt him at that point. This conversation is done. You must also cancel your alliance with Agnolia. And finally, we want you to allow us to build a missile defense system in Duru Island. which will protect both Sordland and the CSP from the threat of the ATO. Unfortunately, I have to decline. No, I don't even care what you have to offer. You're asking us to betray a friend. We've worked together for a very long time. Our alliance is new, but we've worked together for a very long time. Excuse me, but my pocket radios are literally funding the education of my driver's children, and the women's rights movement. We might get crushed by both sides. I don't think so, though. I mean, maybe. I don't know. The missile defense would be nice, but the Sordland missile crisis, yeah. You don't live for 250 years like this guy without being cunning? Yeah, it's true, ain't it? We stand alone, stand proud, says a boss. There's no danger to join the CSP. If the ATO sees your entry as a threat and joins with Runeberg, you could become the testing ground for a few dozen nukes. That's also true. Right now, we're hot product. Right now, we're the person everybody wants to, ask out to prom, or whatever analogy you want to use. We are in a very strategic location. If we pick a side, we become a target for the other one. Mehmet 14. First of all, welcome. This is a turn-based. This is a text-based political RPG. You are the president of a country which is going through a lot of internal and external struggles at the beginning of it. You're the 4th president of the country, so it's a relatively new country. It's set in the 50s, approximately. Well, no, actually, it is set. What is that? Man, it's been a long couple months. Yesterday was a good kind of end of a lot of projects, and now my brain is in that, okay, it's time to shut down mode. I'm definitely feeling it. Sorry. There are a lot of internal and external struggles that you have to deal with. It's a fairly young country. You're like the 4th president or something. It's the 50s, so you're dealing with a lot of those kinds of social and economic issues at the same time. A lot of political pressure. There's the superpowers of the world as well. It's all happening. There's potential for war. There's, terrorism. There's all kinds of stuff going down, and you're the president, and you have to try and make everything work. It's all text-based, it's an RPG, and it's fantastic. And I will say again, if anybody in chat is curious about picking the game up for themselves, you can pick it up at my game store. It'll support the channel if you do it that way. But that's not an obligation, though I would say it's a great game, and if that description at all sounds interesting to you, the developers have done a fantastic job, and it's not even a full-price game. It's done a fantastic job. Sounds good, Mehmet. Sounds good. It's a very fun game, for sure. And there's that store link in chat as well. Thank you, Bewitched Phantom. All right, 2 and hold your breath, indeed. There's no way. He's asking us to do so many things that just go against our principles. Unfortunately, I have to decline. He narrowed his eyes and stared at me as he exhaled the smoke right into my face. The dude's being a piece of... Too bad, Mr. Rain. I thought you knew what to expect when you accepted our offer to meet. Looks like it was just a waste of time. He smiled. Nonetheless, I extend my good wishes to the Swordish people. I wish one day we could all set aside our differences and all people of the world can come together. Maybe today the world is not ready for that, but our revolution will keep expanding and helping others who need it, whether you stand with us or not. He slowly stood up from his seat, seemingly struggling. Just want to tip him over the balcony. Now, I'd like to have a rest, if you'll excuse me. Oh, I thought you were doing okay. God damn. Of course, Chairman Malinev, please come this way. I want to have a deal today as well, but your terms were not acceptable. I think we'll go with that. We might not have come to an agreement about the CSP, but I still want to have good relations with United Cantana. Okay. No. I'm kind of stuck now between 2 and 3. Because I wanted to have a deal, not the deal he was throwing out there. We might not have come to an agreement about the CSP, but I still want to have good relations with Cantana. That sounds a little less, not just committal, but a little less... I don't know. Oh, man. Yeah, exactly. Can you imagine while he was making his little speech there? Exactly, Ted. I wish we could just set aside our differences and everybody just did what I was asking for. Exactly. I think 3. I want to have good relations with United Cantana. Again, right, I'm trying to do that non-aligned thing where we stay non-aligned, but we try and work with... we try and maintain good relations, right? I don't know if he'll be up for it. He came here for his missile base, 100%. He came here for his missile base. He didn't get it, and now he holds the cards at that point. Unfortunately for us, but I don't know about Switzerland. Maybe I don't know too much about their how their non-alignment goes, how their neutrality neutrality goes. Yeah, I wish Peter would come in and slap him over the head. We might not have come to an agreement about the CSP, but I still want to have good relations with United Contana. Let's talk about that later, Mr. Rain, but thank you. I led him back inside. Yeah, okay, fair enough. I think that went okay. I think that went alright, actually. It's kind of what I was expecting. I was expecting him to ask for that. I was expecting it to be terms that we wouldn't agree to. I was hoping we'd be able to make a deal right now, but alas, that is not the case. We can work on that later, though, it sounds like. We have a call with Evelyn Vectern. Something's up with the divorce. Oh, man. Oh, man. Big things coming. I hope it's not the worst news. We haven't heard from Peter in a very long time, and it could be the worst. I guess we're going to find out next time, folks. This is where we're calling it a session. We've gone on for a little bit longer than expected, but that was a good point to end today's stream. We did, in fact, survive. Yes, if you had a good time, folks, remember, on your way out, please don't hesitate to hit that like button. Let me know. We've had about 70 viewers, give or take, but only 49 likes right now. So if people have been enjoying it, it really does help me make decisions on the channel. So smash that like button, caress that like button, have a political conversation on the balcony, and blow smoke in the general direction of that like button, whatever floats your boat, I suppose. But it really does help me make some decisions. It's great having you all in today as well. Hope you had a good time with today's stream. Hope you all enjoy watching it if you're watching the VOD instead. And again, if you're watching the VOD, don't hesitate to leave a comment if you want to share how you feel about the situation and the circumstances, because I do read the comments as well. E's trying to kick me because of the tension, because of the cliffhanger. A little bit. But yeah, folks, again, a massive thanks to our super chatters. As I always say, it makes such a big difference in helping the channel out and keeping the channel sustainable, keeping us alive and running smoothly as well. For those of you that are planning on maybe picking the game up for yourself, if you just saw it for the first time today, go ahead and check out that store link dropped by Bewitched Phantom up over there. It's in the chat. Also, don't hesitate to join our Discord, link in chat as well. It's also in the description. Fantastic place to talk about this game and other games and just kind of chill and have some nice chill vibes. It's a fun time. Judah, not leaving the party. You're welcome to stay. Spindle, you need a command for your new website? Yeah, I was wondering if I need a command for my website, but the store takes people to the website directly to the game store. But maybe I should make one for just the website in general and for the merch store as well, actually, now that I think about it. That's a good point. I'll get that done right after the stream. But looks like we'll have Drama and Dilemma next week on Friday, folks, as we return here. Taking some words from Jazzy P over there. And we'll be back with Crusader Kings on Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern, same time as always. Phantom Brigade once more on Tuesday, and then Friday back with Suzerain. And yeah, let's go ahead and get that Natalie hyping it up a little bit. But yeah, as I always say, folks, you cannot end any of our sessions, live or otherwise, without saying a massive thanks to all of the channel members and patrons who've been supporting the channel on a monthly basis. Again, y'all have kept us alive and running smoothly month after month, year after year. So thank you very much for that. And of course, a big old thanks to each and every one of you for watching. Well, there you have it. Till next time, whether I catch you in the Discord, on Monday, on Tuesday, on Friday, or if there's a random surprise Thursday stream as well, until I catch you, cheers.